Just going to do the very standard opener for this map. We pretty much always do this here. Just snowball with a 1 key. The only times where you don't do this if you are doing either the K9000 thing, or if you want to gravedigger this and like play for a vault snipe with the snowball, but I don't think that's that good. The K9000 thing can be okay as an opener though. If you just want a bunch of small aggressive things. Boomer. That is an odd choice, because that does not defend this point at all. Normally you play something with range up here, or like a creep. I think creep is really good. So you like gravedigger this, you put a creep up here, and then you can put a 1 key, usually somewhere around here. And then the gravedigger will defend the 1 key, the 1 key defends this point, the creep defends this point and threatens this point. So you have a lot of like different things you can do. The only bad thing about this is that they could block you in, so you kind of have to move your 1 key in here. You can also just take this if you want to and go for something fast. Both of those options are fine. But like if I don't do anything here, like help my snowball, in theory they could put the boomer in front of it, put the razor mouth here, and then bring a couple fast phobies and kill my snowball for a 1 key, which is pretty bad. Some players will do that if you don't like watch out. I normally go Speedolas early on if I want to be aggressive, or I go for slower phobies, but I pretty much always do a 4 key on turn 2, just because there are a lot of 6 keys which are very good here. Sometimes I do a 2 key with a 1 key just so that I can go for Hero 2.0 also, because that is also extremely good on this map. Hero 2.0 really likes it when there are either lava tiles or abyss tiles on the map, because you can push enemies into it for extra damage and just poke them that way. I went for a Charon here, which makes me think I can probably do Speedolas if I want to. Sacrificing the Gravedigger here is pretty crazy though. I'm probably not going Speedolas if they just throw this away. At least not on this turn. I could still go for them eventually. Looks like they might be reconsidering the Gravedigger because they don't want to lose it for free. Which of course makes sense. You shouldn't just throw your Gravedigger away. That's 3 key. That doesn't make a lot of sense though. In my eyes at least. Do I want to sacrifice this thing? Don't necessarily have to. I could just go for the red Speedola here. Put it behind my Ginsting. Let's see. We put this like here. Then they won't be able to reach it without getting hit by the Speedola. We can also take this point with the next turn. Can't attack this next turn though. But I'm already threatening it. Let's actually place it 1 further forward, maybe. The Speedola isn't threatening it now, though, if I do that. Actually, we can use the Razor Mouth to kill their Razor Mouth, and then move the Ginsting if we want to. I think that's better. Do this so that we can get the Speedola further in. This way it's further into the map, and therefore more threatening. So now if they go with the Charon up here, we can actually target it with all 4 of our phobies. Which means we are threatening to kill it very easily. We're also not retaking the middle point, which would be easy for them to like reclaim with the boomer or something. They will always go up and take this, of course, but that's fine. Could just go super aggressive next turn and just roll in with the Speedolas. They don't really have enough power right now. Okay, they have a Rusty. But I could just kill that if it's there. It has to be all the way up here. Whenever your opponent summons Rusty against Speedolas, you just want to make sure that your initial turn with the Speedolas kill a lot of enemies, so that you don't get locked down. But if you just make sure to like kill 1 or 2 enemies as you go in, like higher cost enemies or multiple smaller enemies, using the Speedolas, then it's not really that bad for you to get Rustied anymore. Can I kill that if I want to? I believe I can. But then I wouldn't kill this. Or would I? Maybe I can kill both, actually. If I really wanted to. I think I might be able to kill both. Because of the AoE from the Jin Sting. Shouldn't sit next to the electric hat either way, though. With my Speedola, that would not make any sense. So I guess we are going on to the lava, which is fine. We can just kill it this way. Wait, no we can't, because then this can't go in. I would need the... Can this kill? I don't think this would be enough to kill, right? Then we can't kill this anymore. Problem is that the snowball would have to sit on the same tile as the razor mouth, unless I go into melee range with this. I guess I can do it this way, but then my Red Speedola is going to take a lot of damage, which I'm not a big fan of, but what can you do? There's no other way of killing both the Rusty and the Jin Sting here. I have to do it this way. And then we bring the blue Speedola out to take the point. This will obviously be taking some damage, but they don't really have any power left here. So I don't think they'll be able to kill it, even if they can do a ton of damage to it. Maybe they can kill it, actually. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. They can probably kill it. Maybe they're like 500 off. Depends on what other phobies they're bringing. The highest damage would be like Cassowary Murder Wing, I think. Hit this. I don't think that's enough, actually. Because I am a little bit higher level than them. Not enough. Now is when they surrender, I believe. Yep. That was very expected. I mean, I were higher level than them there, so they were probably always going to lose. But I think even at even levels, that would have been a loss for them. I don't know if playing aggressive on that map is actually good, though. I feel like it's actually better to play like a mid-range style, instead of going Speedolas, and just going for stuff like Hematic Jin Sting and Hevo 2.0. That is usually better, I think. At least from the matches I've looked at, and the replays from other high-rank players. I feel like that is what often tends to win on those maps. Just like medium high-cost phobies with very strong stats or abilities, with good mobility. Because that is a map where you really like mobility on. Because it's so wide, and there's like a very long distance from your vault to the furthest panic point. So you kind of need mobility. I guess I'll just do the normal snowball opener here. This opener is normally pretty good on this map, because having a snowball that can abuse the stim pack can make it very annoying for the opponent to play on the top side of the map. Like, you can have a snowball sitting back here very safely, and still be able to run to the stim pad and snipe something. So that's pretty good, and I don't think you really need it for like defending yourself most of the time. You can occasionally get vault snipes with it, but it doesn't happen that often, because they have to put something here for that to make sense. And people don't often put a phobie there. Especially not because everyone, or not everyone, but at least a lot of people bring a Miss Muffet on this map. Which is also very good due to this tile here. Get to have a lot of control with just a Miss Muffet. They have enough damage that we can't take the middle with the tickles. I usually go tickles here because it means that you force the opponent to go for multiple aggressive phobies. Otherwise you can take the middle point for free And you can always just like either use it for taking another point or go back to the healing spot with it. So that's very safe. Against these, I'm either going to go Noxious or Creep. I actually don't know which is better, to be honest. I think it might just be Noxious. Could also just go for a Hevo. Hevo is fine here. Works really well into both of these phobies. It's kind of what it's made to beat. You can just like take the Hevo and take the middle point, or go on to the Stim Pad next turn if we want to. They are not able to take either of these points without losing a phobia right now, because of our Snowball. So that makes it pretty hard for them to do things here. You can always take control of the Stim Pad next turn. Also. So they are already in a rather bad spot. If they do this, I will go straight to it and hit it. With the Snowball on the stem. Because that is just like very good for me then. And since they are now unable to take these 2 points due to my Snowball, which is what makes this so common, I can take control of the map so easily. I could have also done this if I brought something else instead of the Hevo. The Hevo just happens to be very good into these two. But depending on what they do, you can go for many different things. Could also go for multiple phobies to fight or anything like that, if you want to. This is very hard to deal with though, me doing this. Could move this out, but do I really need to? I guess I can just put it here. Should be fine. And then I want to figure out what I should do other than that. Honestly, I can just throw a Noxious in here. Another phobia that's very good into these. You might go, there's a healing spot down here, but that doesn't matter if you fight up here. If you're fighting up here and you're being aggressive and you poison them and they run down to their healing spot, you get to just hit their heart over and over. So the poison is still good here. And that's how healing spots really should be. They should be far enough back on the map that you lose tempo if you go for them. Because otherwise they are pretty annoying. They can make the maps very bad. Don't think I can kill this right now, right? Yeah, I shouldn't be able to. That's fine. Could actually take the middle point with my Hevo here also. If I want to, and just place the Noxious near the stem. We don't have enough damage to kill it since it's a very tanky phobia here. And hold the panic or the Stim Pad with our tickles, which they won't be able to deal with. Then what more do I want? I could go Miss Muffet, but I don't really feel it's necessary right now into what they have. I think I might actually go for either a Flyer or a Borrower, just so I can have something out here. Could go Grimes. It kind of discourages them from fighting me here. Lets me save a key. I think that's pretty decent. Could have also just been like Blinky or Gargles. It's probably gonna end up being nearly the same power level. This is pretty annoying for them, because if they go into fight now, I probably get a kill with the Grimes. They get AoE poisoned, maybe I even get Stim Pad hits. So I essentially just get to take this point for free, and they still haven't been able to claim their top point. Ooh, a Goon. Goon is very good. This phobia is in general just very, very good. But especially on maps where you can line up these attacks. Because on this map you can fairly often line up good line attacks. Also helps that you sometimes bring Miss Muffet, which can help with that even more. That's definitely a good pick here, I think. I could poison them this turn, go in here, go all in. I can't really kill anything though, so that's probably not worth it. Actually, can I kill the Snowball? Might be worth it if I can kill the Snowball like this. Unless this pulls me in, then it's not worth it. Does not pull me in. This is probably worth it then. Just go all in like this. Block this with my Tickles so it can't hit my Noxious. That might keep it alive. And then we want to... I guess I can do something like this. We block the line attack. I could also just walk fully forward with the Hevo. And then keep this somewhere else. I think this is fine though. We could probably kill this if I do that. Now we want something fast. We can do either Puff or Rambolina. I think Puff is probably better, or is it? It's probably just Rambolina to have something super fast here. Having something very fast that can join my team is very good. Would be better if I could go for Mr. Trambles, but I don't have the keys for that, obviously. They will probably just hit the Tiggles with the Murder Wing, but that's fine. That's not enough to kill it. So they're forced to waste some attacks at least. Oh, they're just going... Oh, my Hevo. They can't kill that. Pretty hard for them to actually kill stuff here because of the Tickles blocking. Yep, he just gave up. They were kind of locked out of the game just because they went second there, and also due to their Bobby choices. You could have like found a way to stabilize that early on by going like Hevo with a 1 key. That is what I often do against snowball openers here. Either Hevo or Quagmire with a 1 key. And then you can follow it up with either aggressive phobies or other stuff. That can work pretty well. You can also just go for like Noxious or Creep, and those can make this snowball back off. Or you can play for your own snowball and go more aggressive than they did. There's a lot of options. But what they did made them way too vulnerable to me just bringing a tank. So you can't really do that. You just go 1 key with a 2 key here. I think that is the best opener you can do as player 1. I'm not sure if you should go Cassowary or Creep though. Those are like the big question marks. You can also just go double 1 key into like a Nautilus or some other good 4 keys. But I like this more. I think I'll try the Creep again. Both of those openers are pretty good. The Cassowary is a little bit more aggressive. The Creep has the advantage of being able to like zone for this point very well. Because you're gonna wall up here and poison something. Can't really do the same kind of thing with Cassowary without losing it. Normally as player 2 I actually go Gravedigger with a Ted. Or I just go for like turrets. But Gravedigger with a Ted into turrets is actually very nice because you can break these blocks, which gives you a lot of space to walk on. And Ted is just very good for taking a panic point early when you are behind, which you automatically feel like you are on this map because of the middle stim pad being easier for player 1 to control. So having something like a Ted or a Jill makes it very easy to take these 2 points without losing too much. It's often too hard for the opponent to kill early on without losing something. Just take this point, I guess. Bring our own turret. Do I want Stabby? Maybe. I kind of like Stabby on this map because if the opponent is pulled into you, it's often pretty good. But it's not necessarily good. It kind of depends on the game state. Sometimes it can be pretty good here, though. Wonder if they ever just walk full up. Oh, they do walk full up. I don't know if that's correct to do, though. Or not. Pretty aggressive. But the weird thing about this is that they have to take this point if they do that, because otherwise I just kill it or take the point and hit them for free damage, which becomes pretty weird. Like you can see me do this now. And then I just move this in here. I obviously cannot walk forward into this bad omen. That would be pretty bad for me. How much damage is this? 977. Can I go Cassowary then? I can. Guess I'll do that. Makes it pretty much impossible for them to walk forward here. Lets me bank a key in case I want to go Inoculus or some other 4 key. Gonzo Bonzo could also work. Can also bank for a higher key phobie. So a lot of good options. Could go for another 2 key into Noxious. Like a half E could be pretty good. Just like maybe a bachelor. Bank a bit. Now this is a free kill for me. Which is why you shouldn't be walking the Bomangos up like that. Without another plan at least. You can see now, they have lost a 1 key and I have lost a 1 key. But I'm a panic point ahead and I have dealt damage to their Bomangos. That is a very big difference. Also, I don't think there was any way I could be aggressive here, right? And kill this? I don't think so. They banged a bunch. Do I just go Gonzo or do I wait? I think I just go Gonzo. It's fine. And then we just sit and wait. And double bank or something. If we want to. Depending on what they bring here. Okay, they're just bringing the Noxious. This is a very popular phobia on this map. It's extremely good. Can they put it there? I feel like they can't. I haven't done the math, but I don't think they can put that there. They definitely cannot put that there. I have a Gonzo Bonzo in the back. I think I might be able to kill it without the Gonzo Bonzo, though. Like, isn't this just dead? Like, really dead? Yeah. Extremely dead, actually. Why did they do that? I guess they get a big debuff on me, but that's not worth losing a Noxious over. In my opinion, at least. Now, what do I want behind here? Because I can't actually place it far forward. It's the big problem. Because then it will get immediately debuffed. Which will be bad for me, obviously. This is where having your own Bad Omen would be extremely good. But I do not have that. So I just go for a turret. I feel like there was probably a better option than just a turret. Actually, let's go for a bomb. If I have time here. Yep, I think that's better than a turret here. They can kill it very easily, but if they do, it's forcing them to go very far forward. So I don't think that's necessarily bad for me. They can just kill it with the creep, but that's fine. Because then the creep isn't hitting other stuff. And the creep is also going into a position where it will certainly die. Without really getting much from it. I think they have to debuff these two, right? That is what they should be playing for. What? Did they just give up? I think they just gave up. Man, people need to figure their early games out. I'm getting so many conceits recently from people just giving up. It's kind of crazy. Let's see, I can do this to get a huge bomb on them. Should make it very easy to do this. Let's just summon a big undead, because the game is obviously over. People really need to start figuring their early games out. So this is like Sum of All Fears. And like, these levels are pretty high still. They have high quality phobies too. Should not be playing like this. That wasn't even an impossible turn for them, I don't think. They just didn't execute it well. Like, they could have played the game from there still. Although it would be pretty hard for them after just throwing a Noxious away. They should have also seen that coming. And they should have not done the 1 key trade thing, because that was bad for them. There's a lot of things they could have done better, but like, I feel like there's so many like high-ranked players right now who just don't know how to open anymore. After Inoculus got nerfed, can no longer just turn their brain off and play Inoculus. But it really shouldn't be that hard to like play other ways, in my opinion. These are debuffed, so they're kind of weak. I guess we can do this for some more power. How much damage do I need on this? Need a hit from this and a hit from this. Guess that means I just use the jump. Don't need to stay there. I don't care if they poison Fitch. Does not matter at all. This dies, right? Yeah, it does. Maybe I should have put this on lava and tried to take this point, but doesn't really matter. Like, this game is obviously over after they just passed their turn. I feel like those like Inoculus, Attractor, Repeller, Shovel, all of that stuff nerfed. Billy also. Just kind of made it very clear who doesn't know how to play the game. Like, there's a lot of players in here who really don't understand even the basics. And it's a lot easier to see now that, like, you can't just turn your brain off and go Inoculus. Or Billy, for that matter. It's just as bad. You just get an undead out for the event. It's pretty crazy that people are like some of these mistakes are like beginner mistakes in my mind. Like, not knowing how to open, that's something you should definitely know when you are in Summerfall Fears. On pretty much every map, except maybe the completely new ones. But like, even on those, you should be able to figure out how you would open. Can I just end my turn? Yep. I guess I could have hit for more undead damage, but I mean, I'm gonna finish the event anyway. Who cares? Just want to look at that turn, because I feel like they definitely could have played that, even though they screwed up big time by just letting the Noxious go bye-bye. Okay, so this was fine, but then moving the Bombangles up here is really weird while you don't take this point. This would be a fine play if they took this point and replaced this with another 1 key. Like a poison 1 key or like a fighting 1 key would be what would make most sense here. But not taking this point and moving the Bombangles forward here just means I get a free hit. They have to use either the what's it called, Bad Omen or the Henrietta to kill this, unless they are bringing a lobber like Jar Cannon or Spot in here, which they were not going for. So like, you just have to sacrifice the Henrietta to take the point there if you want to go for this play. Otherwise you keep the Bombangles back here and you just let the Henrietta sit out at the side, and then that's fine. You can just kill my Razormouth if I take this point and replace it. Which I wouldn't do then, but like, that's what maybe you should have been thinking about. This right here is just like, they do a 1 key for a 1 key trade, but they end up down 1 panic point and I get damage on their most important phobia right now. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Let's go to this turn where, I mean, obviously this should not have been sitting here. Like, what is that doing there? Could have been sitting up where the creep is. That would have been a lot better. I don't even think I could have killed it there. I think I would have been like 100 damage off if it sat up here where the creep was, and it would have the same threat. Then I would have had to move some of my phobies back and maybe have gone for another plan. So they definitely should not have just put this in a position where it could die. That was very bad by them. Then on this turn, like, obviously they screwed up big time. But I feel like they still have some kind of play here. They can walk forward with the creep, kill my bomb, kill the cassowary, go in here and debuff all of my phobies. I feel like that's still playable. Put a bomb behind their own, bring another 2 key out here, maybe another 1 key on the panic point where the creep is right now. Like, they put a cassowary there maybe. I think they could have played the game from that. If they did that, they would end up with, what, Cassowary here, Bad Omen here, Bombangles here. These 3 would be alive, but would all be debuffed. They could definitely have played that turn from there, I think. they just gave up because they couldn't figure it out, I think. Like, I don't know if they just didn't have a plan or what happened there, because they definitely could have played from that point in the game, I think. By just bringing the correct phobies and killing my most threatening stuff while debuffing the rest. I should probably not even have put the Gonzo Bonzo out here. Gonzo Bonzo should probably have been where the boom was, and then the boom should have been further out, actually. Because I'd risk getting debuffed on all 3 of those, so that was a mistake by me. But they made way worse mistakes than I did there. Like, those were some pretty big blunders.